was 2:30 at night. The entire neighborhood was drowned in deep silence. Every house had its windows shut except for one, a house from whose room not cool air, but a strange feeling of heaviness and fear was escaping. This was Asif's house. Asif, a simple 22-year-old boy, close to faith, but for the last few weeks suffering from a strange restlessness. For 2 weeks he had been seeing one thing, a black shadow. Wherever he went, while putting away clothes, while making wudu, while turning off the light, from the corner of his eye, a dark figure would pass by. At first, he thought it was just his imagination, but tonight, that word imagination proved to be a lie. Asif was closing the shelf when suddenly, right next to his ear, someone whispered softly, "I am here." Asif's heart shot up into his throat. He turned around instantly, but no one was there. At that moment, all the lights in the house flickered and shut off. The room sank into darkness, and in one corner, a shadow was standing. Despite fear, Asif began reciting Surah Nas. But as soon as he reached Min Shar il-Waswas, the shadow chuckled lightly. "This does not affect me, boy." Asif's body froze. The shadow began moving toward him, so close that Asif could feel its breath on his shoulder. Then it spoke. "You stepped into our path. You brought something with you, something you don't even know about." Asif stammered, "Me? What did I do?" The shadow climbed up the wall to the ceiling and hung upside down, saying, "That page from the Quran, the one you picked up from the river, it belonged to us." Asif lost his senses. Was that paper, the one he respectfully picked up with faded words on it, truly the cause of all this? How could he have known that the page was an oath document of a jinn tribe? Whoever touched it became their target. The next morning after Fajr, Asif went straight to the mosque and told everything to Qari Tosif. Qari Tosif said with certainty, "Jinn are weak. Even one word of the Quran burns them if the reciter's faith is true." Asif showed him the page. Qari Tosif became deeply worried. "This is no ordinary page. This is the death oath of their king. Whoever touches it becomes a witness, and jinn never leave a witness alive." Asif's legs trembled. Qari said, What happened last night was just the beginning. The real attack will be on the third night. The second night, when Asif came home, a strange burnt rubber smell filled the air. At 2 in the night, the room began turning cold, as if someone had thrown ice water inside. Then the door slammed shut on its own. The same shadow appeared, but tonight it wasn't alone. In the corner sat a smaller shadow, its hands twisted backward. Asif asked, "Who are you people?" Big Shadow stepped forward. "We are the guardians of Kabile Esiya. Return the page." Asif shouted, "Take it! I didn't know!" The shadow growled, "It is too late. A witness to the oath is never spared." Asif began reciting the Kalma. The small shadow moved back instantly. The big shadow roared, "The name of your prophet burns me." Then it vanished, and a voice echoed through the house. "The third night, you will take your last breath." On the third night, Asif and Kari Tosif sat together and started reciting the Quran. At midnight, the door made a tick, tick, tick sound. The roof began creaking. The air stopped moving. The darkness grew heavier. Black smoke filled the room. The big shadow appeared with full strength. Tonight it was much larger and more terrifying. It roared, "Stop the recitation, or I will break this old man's neck." Kari Tosif did not stop. He recited even louder. As the verses of Surah Baqarah echoed, the shadow began melting. Long marks appeared across the walls. Glass shattered and fell. The shadow screamed, "I will burn this house to ashes." It hurled fire, but the flames died before touching the ground. Kari Tosif commanded, "Stop by the order of Allah." Suddenly, the entire room filled with divine light. The shadow screamed, "No, he is coming!" Asif asked, "Who?" Kari Tosif replied in terror, "An angel." The light shattered the shadow. The small shadow dissolved into the walls. The page on the floor burned into ashes. Kari Tosif said, "The oath is ended. The witness is free. They will not return." A few days later, Asif completely recovered. He began teaching children Quran in the mosque. One night, a gentle breeze came through the window. As he fell asleep, he heard a very soft whisper, "We will not return, because light cannot remain where the Quran is recited." Asif smiled. He knew the war of darkness never ends. but the light of the Quran erases every shadow.